episode 2, and we're gonna focus on Bushiri and Jeremiah Motofufweni.
Your blessed go. You are unstoppable. My children, you are unstoppable.
I didn't want to make separate episodes about this, so I want to kind of bundle them up and make them into one. Now, what particular thing I would address? We're addressing the crossover nightmares. This is episode number 2. If you haven't seen episode number 1, we were addressing the carnal aspects of wise man Daniel and how he doesn't know the Bible and how he just shows that he doesn't know the Bible. On this episode, we are furthering that subject. But I'm going to show you in this episode what I was saying in the first episode, but here it's worse. Yeah, somehow it gets worse. I don't even understand the logic of it. This episode, these guys just get into the carnal. He's talking about a packaging of some sort. On this episode, they don't get packaging. They package the event. The 31st was an event like going to a show. Now, when I say a show, I mean a show.
I prophesy to you. You know go down your go this year. Papa say, you know go down this year, you go. My shoe people carry your blessing go. You are unstoppable.
That was Jeremiah's thingy entrance. That's after he had walked onto the thingy. And bear in mind, this was a 10-hour service. For some parts, I had to really just fast forward because I was afraid that they were going to compromise my eyes. Jeremiah Motofufweni hired comedians.
Women are stronger than men. That's why they tell young men, if you want to marry, tell the girl, say, you not get money. Don't tell her you want to study her. There's no way you can study a woman. How can you study somebody that was created while you were sleeping?
God is our keeper and our protector, but you need to lock your door before you sleep. Now, wisdom be that.
So I'm gonna say that again so that you can understand the seriousness of this. He hired comedians for the 31st service. I've never seen that before. Now, they might hire a comedian on midweek services or celebration services, right? You don't hear me talk about that because, people are there to celebrate. And also, they hire Christian comedians. Now, on this one, it wasn't just Christian comedians. Okay, I saw Akpororo there and whatnot and stuff like that. He's a Christian. He said that a lot. But it's not just Christian comedians they had there. He had worldly comedians.
Papa, God will bless you. He go better for you. Your generation no go lack.
And when the worldly comedians came, they brought their worldliness. Now, if you take this subject to what we said about the Onesimus entire jazz, Onesimus, if you didn't see that episode, I'm going to leave it in the pinned comments. I posted it a little bit late. I don't want to drag it to today. Onesimus, that service that we said Onesimus was going to attend, he dumped it. He didn't go. He ended up not attending. He was somewhere else. There was another thingy, white thingy. It was a party. Jeremiah Motofufweni's church. I'm telling you, it's shameful.
I first do testimony to you. Waiting God to do last year. First time where I come this church.
Yes, you heard correctly. Jeremiah Motofufweni, they went so far as playing worldly music. Yeah, they were playing worldly music on their 31st crossover service. When people claim to be the most interested in spiritual things, right? They are so concerned for their future. They are so concerned about their carnal mining that they're going to be making. Yeah. Brought worldly artists to be singing AMAPIANO converted songs or something like that, which they are singing about Major One. Weird. This is weird. So they literally took a format for a worldly show and took it to this church. So it was quite... It's sad. Now, bear in mind, people claim to be the most alert on the 31st. People claim to care so much about their spiritual life on the 31st. People claim they are praying about their future for the 31st. Not that you're not. But Look at how your prophets portray what your future is. It's a joke. It's a joke. No, that's not me. No, that's what they are showing you in their shows. Those were shows. Those were not. Those were shows. Those were not services. They literally brought entertainment. Guys, please. Maybe if I put this thing backwards, maybe you'll understand. They made a show. They turned an all-night thing. Even if you don't agree with me, no, please, we have to agree here. You have to agree. Why would they put... At Jeremiah's church, it was 2 hours, by the way. In case someone is thinking, no, it was just 5 minutes. No, at Jeremiah's church, it was legit 2 hours. They put many comedians first for the first hour. Then they did a bit of singing. They supposedly went back to worship and do whatever. They brought the announcer, and then they brought Akpororo. The values that you've claimed you have for the 31st, and then you are there being kana. You are there busy entertained by comedians. Okay, and so it's a twisted. I'm not saying people shouldn't be laughing and whatnot and have comedians in church. No, if you want to do an event, do an event. But the 31st, where you're going to spend the entire night. Some people were even drowsy there, almost sleeping. Sometimes the camera catches them and you're like, behind Jeremiah, when Omoto Fufenwa, when Akpororo was doing things, one guy was sleeping there in the back. You could see him on the camera. Now, let's go back to that point that I was mentioning. These people do not care for their spiritual life. They don't care for your spiritual life. They don't care if you dance yourself to a stupor. They don't care. They don't care if you dance yourself to nothingness. No, they don't care. They don't care. As long as they entertain, they move on. It's a show at the end of the day. They've portrayed it like a show, and it plays out like a show. That's why all these lights, this excitement and what, they're trying to excite you. It was a show. Someone, please go watch it. Because you might think that I'm making it up. You might think that I'm making it up. It's the first time, by the way, it's the first time I see a church turn the 31st into a show like that. Especially at Jeremiah Omoto. Maybe they've been doing it for a while. I don't know. It's my first time watching one of their supposed crossover shows, not service. And it was filled with comedians. 2 hours worth of entertainment of comedians. You should have stayed home. They just slept. At Wishiri, they're busy doing AMAPIANO. Who's there doing AMAPIANO dance? He's there doing AMAPIANO dance, and I'm like, oh my goodness, these guys are so playful. That's the one thing to take. Please, if you can just realize these people do not care for your spiritual growth. Otherwise, why would they do this on the 31st? They could do other services. They could do youth service where they bring all these funny musicians to sing funny music. Okay? Yes. You want to sing your music on other service, but on the 31st service, as high value as you've put on those days. As high value as you have put on those days, and then you go on to put entertainment. Why is it a show? Why do you think they think of it as a show? It's entertainment. If you don't see anything else, I hope this one thing a person will get. Because some people might just think, oh no, it's just a text. No. But think about it. The 31st, when people are praying for their future or their God to give them wisdom for the year, for them to plan properly for them. People are there playing comics. This was a nightmare. This one was a nightmare. Because on the first episode, some people will say, I didn't hear anything wrong. You know, those ones who support that WhatsApp group. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong. No, it's not that you didn't see anything wrong. It's that you are so drowned in carnality that you don't understand. If a pastor says salvation is carried into a bottle, there is heresy that's being taught. There is heresy of the highest order that's being taught. A pastor claiming that he's giving you a light, that you are going home with it, and you mustn't dim that light, and he knows it. It's very, very, when you watch the first episode. So it's people that are drowned into carnality, that they don't even hear. They don't have, their senses are no longer sensitive anymore. Here, you don't even need sensitive thingy. This one can be discerned by even anybody. You don't even need the gift of discernment. This one, anybody can see. Why did they turn the 31st service into a show? Why was it a show? Now, I've only looked at this particular two and seen the similarities between the two of them, turning them into a show. And so there's other ones. Maybe we might do episode number 3 there. There is episode number 3. But I've planned a couple of parts of episode number 3. On this one, I had this question. Why is it planned like a show if they care about your spiritual life? Why bring 2 hours worth of comedians and waste your time pretending to be spiritually what? I hope people can get sense and see something out of this. This 31st, at least be wiser. Let alone, are we not talking about the other things? I will put those other things in episode number 3 of the Pot's entire wages. Yeah, there's an entire thing around that. I was going to make it part of this show, but I thought it was a different subject. The Pot's thing. Yeah, it's a different subject. It fits into the 3rd episode. The entertainment factor. That's offensive. If that doesn't offend you, it's fine. Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, I apologize. Yes, I would like to just apologize at this point. If you think this is okay, please hear me well. If you think this is okay, please take my apology, my humblest apology. I would like to apologize to the Isijerians. Isijerians should not be. Next time you hear Isijerians, you know you heard it here. Yeah, I would like to apologize to the Isijerians over at Bushiriland, and also those ones who are in the WhatsApp group of Omoto Omo. Anker, the Omo one. Apologies. If you don't see anything wrong, continue. The Bible says, he that is filthy, let him continue in his filth. Yeah. He that is discerning, let him discern of the truth. It's the Reality Show. We do daily Christian commentary videos, and I'll see you on them other episodes. Episode 3 probably will be done by tomorrow, and I hope the thing is, I'm trying to watch a lot more, so to see if I can put them into groupings and stuff like that. Doesn't have to be 1,000 episodes.